This next grouping is getting into kind of some statistical plotting, right? Some statistical plotting. And you've seen these before in your statistics class. We're talking about histograms. We're talking, about box plots, with the variance on each end, and pie charts, right? So these are some type of simple type of statistical plots that you can create. So let's create a histogram, right? Let's do it. So this is histograms. What this does is helps me understand my data shape, not my Python data shape, but my statistical shape. So when you are trying to understand your data shape, a histogram is an excellent way to do it. All right. It's a little different from a bar chart. In that you can establish bins and the number of items that fit into the bin to give you a count. Okay, and I know you've seen these before, so this is not really special. With a histogram, there is only one variable being analyzed. Right? That it's the x, or whatever you want to call it, right? That there's only one variable. The x variable in this particular case, right? The x variable that we're going to create is 200 random numbers between 0 and 1.5, and we're going to add 4. Right? So we're just kind of talking about what the data is. That's what the data is going to be. Right? The histogram that we're going to design will have 8 bins. You can change the number of bins and see what that does to the histogram. The edge color, right? So something very similar to what we saw with the bar chart. The edge color and line width of the edge color. We'll set those to be the same. As the bar chart above, and we'll mess around with it a little bit, maybe get back to Oregon colors. The limits of the bins, x and the y, the limits of the bins, limits of the x bins, and y, the count of the items within the bin as well as the tick marks are all in the .set code. Okay, so the limits for x, that's the bins, and y, the count of items within a bin, as well as the tick marks, are all going to be set in the .set code, right? We've seen that before. For the counts, there are 9 tick marks. Between 0 and 56, right? So all we do is just setting up the parameters of the chart. Change the inputs, change some of the inputs. To see what kind of visual difference it makes. You can even add some color into the dot histogram code. Okay, so let's make a histogram, shall we? So here we go. We're going to start with making the data. All right, so we want NP random seed, and we'll set that to be 1, not 2, 1. Okay. I want my X, right? It's one variable, so we only have an X. X is going to be equal to 4 plus np dot random, and we'll take this from a normal distribution, and we want to go from 0 to 1.5, and I want 200 numbers. All right, that's the data. Beautiful. Now let's make the histogram. All right, here I want, there we go. And I'll probably do the same thing here. Make a cell. Just makes it easier when I'm running this stuff after the fact. Right? What do we start with? You got it. Fig AX is equal to PLT dot subplots. Beautiful. Okay. AX dot hist is X. I want bins to equal 8. I want line width to equal 0.5. And I want edge color to equal white. Okay, so we can also add color in there if we wanted to, right? There's other parameters we can put in here. All right. All right, AX set is going to be different this time. So AX dot set is going to be my X limit is the same, equals 0 to 8. My X ticks are going to be equal to NP dot A range from 1 to 8. And Y lim is going to be different. It's going to be from 0 to 56. And my Y ticks are going to be NP A range from 0 to 56 and by 9. So every ninth number. Okay, let's do our PLT dot show. All right, so let's make our data first. Let's get to this cell, run that cell. So let's take a look at our variable. Here's our X. We got we got an array of 200 numbers, not a series. We got an array of 200 numbers because we're using NumPy. So we have an array of 200 numbers. All right. Let's make the plot, and let's see what this plot looks like when we run it. There's my plot, right? So again, we can mess around with this. You want to put in color equals green, edge color equals yellow, my line width equal 1, right? Run that again, right? It just changes. Oh, I guess I have invalid syntax. What do I have wrong here? Oh, that's my problem. I need a comma there, right? A simple missing comma, and there you go, right? So I got all, it looks good, right? I like what it's doing. And what it's saying is that in this bin, I've got almost 54 items in there, right? So of the random numbers I created, most of them are right in here. And remember, I'm pulling this from a normal distribution, so this is what a normal distribution looks like. So this looks absolutely reasonable.